हर साल की तरह ये साल भी ऑलमोस्ट जा चुका है आधा और तुम्हें अभी भी अपने गोल्स अचीव करने में कोई सक्सेस नहीं मिली है। पता है क्यों? क्योंकि तुम आलसी हो ऐसा नहीं है, क्योंकि तुम डेडिकेटेड नहीं हो ऐसा भी नहीं है, पर शायद तुम्हारे प्लानिंग में प्रॉब्लम है। दैट इज योर गोल सेटिंग एंड दैट्स व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट टुडे, योर goal setting process. Look, I'm a performance coach, and just like you, thousands of people mention their goals in their diaries on 1st of January every year. And most of them fail because they lack processing and they lack right structuring and their goal orientations. And what we are going to do is we are going to deep dive in each and every aspect of your goal setting process and help you with setting the things in the right manner. I know you wanted to lose 20 kgs, you wanted to get abs, you wanted to start waking up at 5 a.m., you wanted to do certain tasks that you have always thought, just like me, creating videos on YouTube or anything else. Fast forward 6 weeks, अब तुम्हारे जिम की फीस तो डोनेशन बन चुकी है, तुम्हारी सारी गोल्स लिखी हुई डायरी कहीं धूल खा रही है और तुम्हारा सारा डाइट आई विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम मंडे हो चुका है. दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट हैपेंस एंड आई विल टेल यू व्हाई. यू नो व्हाट्स द फनी पार्ट? पीपल डू नॉट फेल बिकॉज दे आर लेजी, but because they think building this structure is like purchasing lottery tickets rather than actually building something meaningful for themselves. And today I'll share the goal setting process that works for business, beginners, professionals, parents, athletes, anybody who is willing to work on their health. Alright, so here's the step one, and that is stop chasing the destination. Let's say I ask you, where do you want to go? And you reply, north. Okay, north where? Delhi, Shimla, Ladakh, where? North Pole? This is the generic way of how people set their goals in the most ordinary manner. I want to get fit. I want to lose weight. I want to lead a healthy life. But those are not goals. Goal needs destination. Instead of saying I want to lose weight, just mention that I want to lose 5 kgs in 5 months. Did you notice something? I didn't say 5 weeks, but I said 5 months. And that is exactly why people sabotage their progress and over and underestimate timelines and their own capabilities. And that brings me to the first part of common mistakes. So let's say if somebody has taken 6 years of accumulating 25 kgs in their body and then they expect to lose it in next 8 to 12 weeks. Now, that's a bit of exaggeration, but this is exactly how things work. It's like accumulating 25 years of junk in your warehouse and expecting one Sunday afternoon to clean all of it. This is exactly the problem. Your body is not Amazon Prime, and there is no next day fat loss delivery. Health and fitness is painfully boring, and this is exactly why it sticks. Step 2. Choose a goal that you can actually influence. You cannot directly control losing 10 kgs. Neither you can control getting into your old jeans. Also, you cannot directly control getting abs. These are outcomes. Outcomes are influenced, not controlled. But what you can control is walking every day, eating more protein in your diet, having a good night's sleep, going to the bed early, having hydration proper, and if nothing, then strength training at least 3 times a week. Imagine planting a mango tree. You cannot scream every single morning on top of your voice for it to grow faster. You'll have to protect it, you'll have to nurture it, you'll have to water it, and only then it will bear fruits. And human body works in a very similar fashion. This brings us to our step 3, and that is building identity. So a lot of times people usually just say that they want to exercise because they want to lose weight, not because they want to become someone who can regularly exercise or be physically fit. It sounds very similar, but there is a huge difference. One depends on motivation and the other one becomes a part of who you are, as in your identity. Think of the most mundane task which you do every single day, just like brushing your teeth. You never wake up excited to brush your teeth, but you still do it. Imagine what if you can work out in a similar fashion, you can eat in a similar fashion without inspiration, without a lot of pep talks, and without a lot of unnecessary internal push. How would that feel? Just, this is what I do and what I like to do. Simple. This brings me to the step 4, which is break down the goals until it becomes stupidly easy to perform. They say the candle that burns every night lights your room longer than the firecrackers that explode once. And it's very simple to understand that every single time people love heroic things, they love overcommitments, but consistency beats intensity every single day. You can choose to be consistent rather than being intense and see the magical world of compounding effect of small things, small habits every single day. You do not have to do extraordinary things. You do not have to do 6 days of workout. You do not have to be a runner or a high rocks athlete in order to attain a good physique. You just can simply start with doing something as simple as walking 10 minutes after every meal and doing a simple task like taking care of your nutrition and making sure that you have a small serving of protein in every single meal. Maybe adding a little more fibers to your diet, like vegetables, fruits, whatever is convenient for you. If not, you can just add psyllium husk. Simple, effective, and extraordinarily accessible. Now, these things are very small, and exactly that is why they have the compounding effect. Common mistake number two. Have you noticed something that there are people who love announcing their goals? It's all over their Instagram feed, their stories, their neighbors know about it, it's on their family group, their office colleagues know about it. Even the delivery boy somehow knows that this guy is going to start keto. And then what? Nothing. Because talking about your goals to some extent gives you an illusion of applause. And humans love applause, even the fake ones. Somehow this might work for some people, but for majority of them, it's just another dopamine rush and it just doesn't work. It's like ordering gym clothes from Myntra and feeling that you're already jacked before even attempting a single push-up. Instead of announcing, accumulate proof quietly and let the results do the talking. Step 5. Expect failures. Probably the most important steps of all. Look, get this straight. You will miss workouts. You will have days when you overeat. You will have vacations. You will have weddings. You will have birthdays. You will have work overload. You will have promises, timelines, and life will happen. You will have days when you won't be able to work out. Trust me. And even if you don't, you will not be unfit in that 1 day or 2 day or even like 3 days. But if you do not do it over a period of time, now that is a habit you need to be aware of. If you can stay at par with it, there's nothing you need to worry about. Missing a workout once will not make you unfit, just like brushing your teeth once doesn't make you a dentist. Step 6. Measure the progress correctly. Now, this is another trap. The weighing scale, the numbers, people are so obsessed with it that every single morning they would want to step on the weighing scale as if they're waiting for their exam results and not a fitness journey. Look, your body will change weight because of water, salt, digestion, sleep, and not just fat. Rather than that, track trends, and that works best for most people. Track your energy, track your sleep, track your mood, and make sure that you are tracking the clothes that you wear because that is the biggest and the most closest measure to what you really need to measure and compare during your journey. Health is, of course, bigger than just numbers. If I have to simplify everything in one sentence, don't make goals to impress people. Rather, build systems that survives storms and bad days. If this changed the way you think about your goals, send this to someone who is waiting for a perfect Monday because sometimes you don't need a perfect diet, you just need a better target. Cheers.